Thomas Jefferson was once asked, how much tyranny will humanity put up with? And he said, the answer is the exact level you will put up with. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not a virtue to lay down to corruption. It is not a virtue to worship at the feet of authoritarian government. It is a death sentence. Alex Jones here reporting for Infowars.com on some shocking new developments. It's moving so fast, I can't even believe it. Sure, over in England now, most families, when they have a newborn child, the government goes and installs a camera in their house for 6 months to make sure they're not abusing them. Guilty until proven slave. Not even guilty until proven innocent. Beyond 1984. Sure, I see Pennsylvania and California and other states getting caught watching kids at home on government-issued laptops. It's unbelievable. I get blown away by the fact that all over the country, the federal government is telling school districts to tell parents they can't be trusted to pack school lunches for their kids, and then the school lunches are incredibly unhealthy garbage. The list goes on and on. The NSA warrantless wiretapping against the American people, which they admit is going on, and they admit is illegal, but they're going to keep doing it. The NDAA, the list goes on and on. But just today, 3 separate articles up at Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, also saw some of these at DrudgeReport.com. CNET News, court okays warrantless use of hidden surveillance cameras on your property without a warrant. That is CNET News, a division of CBS. In your face, saying, well, they can come on your property, your backyard, whatever, and as long as it's not in the house, they can set up cameras on your property without a warrant. Oh, but it gets worse. They now have another case going to the Supreme Court where Florida versus Jardines, the state is arguing that they want to be able to have the police randomly go to your door and knock on it, just down the street with police dogs, just like Nazi Germany, classic archetypal sign of all that. They want to be able to just come up with their police dog, and if it smells something, they're going to come in your house without a warrant. When the dog is, obviously the beagle or whatever, or German Shepherd, is getting the biscuits when it does this. When the government's on record shipping in most of the narcotics, and big banks have been caught laundering hundreds of billions a year. Just type in Wachovia, Wells Fargo, $378 billion in laundered drug money over a 2-year period. I mean, just Google what I just said, or startpage.com. The point is, it's over the top. They ship the drugs in and then use the war on it as a pretext to come into all our lives. And then use the crime that drug prohibition causes, because the drug addicts are running around trying to get the money for the overpriced garbage. They use the crime to take our liberties. So there's that report from the New American Magazine, newamerican.com, also at prisonplanet.com. Has the 4th Amendment gone to the dogs? And they've already got knock and talk, where they come and ask if they can come in and see your legal guns going on nationwide under federal grants. And here's one from Americans for Tax Reform. New Obamacare tax form mandates Americans report personal health ID info to the IRS. Well, I have 50-plus crew members and contractors and people, so we're now mandated. None of my crew wants me to get them insurance. They all want their own. They'd rather be paid the money and make their own decision. But we're, now here in America, got to do this, so we're looking into it. And yeah, our HR people have looked at it. It's true. All of us with the tax returns will have to file our ID, our health ID, and then it's basically a waiver for the IRS to go in and look at all your medical records. The IRS has been used to go after political enemies, the IRS that the government puts people on enemy list. Now the entire federal government, when there's federal laws to protect your privacy, when you waive your rights of self-incrimination to the IRS, they make you sign the form waiving your right under threat of them coming and taking your house to let them have all your medical records. And the article breaks all of that down and links to it, and I can confirm I've read the legislation. This is what it does. Now the IRS, the collection agency for the private Federal Reserve that we pay all our banker bailout money to, that's where most of our tax money goes, to these foreign banks. The foreign bankers that have bragged that they've occupied America on CNBC and in the news. Now, you've seen the clips where they say, oh, we're slaves to global government under banks. Goldman Sachs conquered Europe. I mean, they now install leaders in Italy and places like that, Greece, that are bankers. They call themselves technocrats. This is illegitimate, it's fraudulent, and it's only getting worse. Worldwide, global government with a bunch of crooks, with dogs coming up to our door randomly and saying they smell something, so the cops come in. And cameras in the backyard of your house with no warrants. And all of this. Enough is enough. Okay? It's time to say no. And don't give me that crap about Al-Qaeda. It was all over Reuters today when I reported a year ago that our government's funding Al-Qaeda in Libya and Syria. That's who that is Al-Qaeda. Just murdering people and blowing stuff up, and the Peace Prize president's up there. I've had enough of it. Socialism is nothing but fascism. They try to say they're two different things. It's all the same thing. Authoritarianism. They just rearranged deck chairs on the Titanic a little bit different. I'll be covering this all, of course, right here on Infowars Nightly News. And then, of course, back on the radio tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central, Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. We are the front lines of the resistance, and I want to thank all of you for your support. You're standing right beside us, not behind us. We couldn't have done any of this without your support and without your prayers. But now is the time to redouble our efforts against the globalists, because they know humanity's waking up, so they are accelerating their operation. Zbigniew Brzezinski even wrote a book this year admitting that. He's one of their top technicians, one of their top overlords or dark, I don't know what the term is, sorcerers of political evil. All right, that's it. Just this is wrong. This is not for your security. The state is the ultimate threat to security, and we got a big, bad, cancerous one that is out of control, the biggest government the world's ever seen. One last article right here. Daily Mail. Remember a few years ago I had scientists on and reported off of their own admissions that bisphenol A and other plastic additives that they chose to put in, we have the government documents in the last 50 years, are making girls at age 3, not just 6, go into puberty all over the world. And they admit junk food, plastic packaging, the list goes on and on. They allow these chemicals to be in additives of the junk food. And they don't want you to be able to have it labeled to get away from it. And ladies and gentlemen, this makes women go hyper-feminine, makes men feminine, and that's why breast cancer is exploding, one of the biggest factors. And remember, George Soros outfits attacked me, and it was all over the news. It said, Alex Jones says juice boxes make you gay. Do you remember that? Something silly. And they had all the gay and lesbian groups come out and attack me, saying I was bashing them, and I don't even get into those issues. No, we are chemically being attacked. They are killing us, okay? I told you this a long time ago. This has been known since the frickin' 50s, okay? But they take one little clip of me going, that's why you see so many people having sexual confusion and not knowing. Some people are born like that naturally. Okay, and no hate towards those people. The point is, when the streams and rivers have the runoff of this, the frogs and the fish are bisexual. Okay, it's not that I'm obsessed with gay fish. It's that we're being chemically killed. It's not that, this poor little girl, going into puberty at age 6, ladies and gentlemen, that's Brave New World. That's what Aldous Huxley wrote about in Brave New World, which he later admitted in '62. And in Brave New World Revisited nonfiction, that was a real plan. Okay, this is all a frickin' plan of the eugenicist. You got to get angry. You got to get out of your trance. You got to take action. You got to wake people up, for heaven's sakes. Please, for humanity's sake, break out of your trance. All right, I'm signing off for Infowars.com. The rest is up to you.
Every 4 years, the United States of America hears the drumbeat of billions of campaign dollar attack ads, meaningless debate with empty analysis and poll after poll after poll. This can only mean one thing. It's time to pick our globalist puppet leader.
We're going to be left with a choice of a lesser of two evils. And I'm saying I don't go out with evils, I don't deal with evils, I don't do business with evils, I don't hang out with evils. Why would I vote for an evil to run my life or run my country?
Will it be globalist puppet A or puppet B?
They continue to vote for these Democrats and Republicans, the people that are wrecking our country, and yet they still vote for them.
Unlike North Korea and China, we Americans have the illusion of choice this November 6th.
I think that a lot of votes are going to be stolen.
I don't know how you could possibly have voter fraud when your son owns the voting machines.
1.4 million votes were lost spoiled, as they call them in the biz, through these so-called glitches.
The choice is not up to you. Which management team from Slavery Incorporated will run our country into oblivion for the next 4 years? Tune in to Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.tv this Tuesday, November 6th, as another meaningless pageant is played out.